What's up, everybody? We are back with another Friday movie review, and we are, of course, doing Hard Target. Come here! Pow! Ooh! Only Van Damme doesn't do that. It's more of like a if you watch Van Damme movies. Ooh! Have y'all seen Hard Target? Do y'all love it? Write down in the comments below. We are about to review it, so strap in if you're a fan, or if you haven't seen it. Yeah, spoilers. But I mean, it's a Hard Target movie. Like, can we really spoiler too much? How did y'all feel about the movie?
The plot of this movie. A woman hires a drifter
Dickens.
as her guide through New Orleans in search of her missing father. In the process, they discover a deadly game of cat and mouse behind his disappearance.
Y'all into that plot?
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plot.
It does sound like a good plot. And knowing that who the director is, you know, it's like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'll watch this.
Yeah, John Woo, man, his first American film. What better person to team up with than the muscles from Brussels, who knows a thing about coming over and doing American films himself? I mean, that's a good tandem to me. And, of course, we know also John Woo. All those great movies he had. Hard Boiled obviously comes to mind. He likes Hard as the first part of his...
Hard Boiled is so fucking good.
Dude, Chow Yun-Fat was the man. Talk about some fucking gunplay, some gun fu. Not many kicks and shit like that, though. Just shoot him fucking up. Action.
Yeah.
Greatness. So, yeah, if this was, like, coming out today and I was born in, like, the late 70s, early 80s, I'd be like, oh, let's see what this motherfucker can do with this. But did the movie deliver? We'll get to that. Damn.
It came out in 1993. And it's an
Ooh.
hour, 37 minutes. Rated R, obviously.
Gotta be. Van Damme doesn't really have many PG-13 movies. The Quest is one.
This is pretty neat. You want to guess the budget?
For Hard Target?
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
$60 million.
No way. Dude, Van
Well,
Damme.
no, in the 90s,
93.
These
Hard
type of
Target.
movies.
I'll say
and
$20 million.
I'm going to say 15.
Dude, 18. Both of y'all are right there.
Damn, dude, I was so
But
close.
he was closer.
Very.
I knew it had to be a little bit more as it was a little more stylized. in this
Worldwide gross.
one. The whole world was grossed out.
I'd say $135 million.
135 or 130?
$135 million.
Okay.
I'm going to say 80 million.
Yes. Brandon, 74. So. It's your turn.
Niche.
The cast and crew in this movie.
Yeah, what we got, dude?
We got,
Whoever.
of course, Muscles from Brussels himself, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Beautiful.
Then you
As ever,
have
with the long hair and mullet. Wow.
Lance Hendrickson, who was, I loved him in the 90s and 80s. Like,
Oh,
he was
dude,
a
he
great,
rocked it.
Dude, yeah, he was always such a good villain. But then you got Arnold Vosloo.
He should be in more movies.
Dude, The Mummy, Emotep.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was amazing. That was when I was introduced to him.
And spoiler alert, I don't know how y'all feel, but I thought he was great in this movie. I loved him in this.
Oh, he was an awesome villain
yeah,
in this
Pick
movie.
is dope as
I
fuck.
will say that.
Yeah.
Needs to be in more. Like, when I think of him, I think of these two movies. I'm like, why do I not have more of his movies in my memory bank? When I was younger, I used to get him and Billy Zane mixed up for
Yeah,
some weird
yeah,
reason.
easily. Well,
Yeah.
it's not some reason like that. You can easily
There's
get
a,
them two mixed up.
there's a familiarity to
Both
them.
bald like that and had the same kind of. But the director, John Woo. So just to give an idea out there of the movies that this man has done, that everybody would know, Bullet in the Head, Hard Boiled, like you had already put out, then Hard Target. But he's also done Broken Arrow, which I feel like a lot of people don't like, but I think Broken Arrow is a pretty solid movie.
John Travolta, Christian Slater, they're rocking that shit back
Yeah.
in the day. Yeah, it's a fun flick.
And then you have Face Off.
Yeah,
I
Face Off is great,
fucking
too.
love Face Off.
Which I think Van Damme was at one point supposed to be in that, too.
Yeah, I think so. Mission Impossible 2, which I like Mission Impossible 2. It's kind of slowed down for me over the years. I used to love it back in the day.
Those are such great movies, though, so it's hard to, like, even though you might be like, that's more towards the back end of my ranking, it's still a
Right.
solid flick.
Wind Talkers, the war movie with Nicolas Cage. I like that movie.
Dude, I forgot he directed
A lot of people
that.
hate that movie.
I forgot he directed that.
Yeah, really good. Paycheck, the Ben Affleck movie, kind of like futuristic,
I don't remember
futuristic.
liking that movie, but I haven't seen it in forever.
Red Cliff, the martial arts. What was their army called?
Dude, I've never even heard of Red Cliff.
Yeah, you have.
I don't think I have. Like, this is blowing my mind. I'm like, martial arts, Red Cliff. Yeah, I need a pic of that. I wish you could pull
Yes,
it
you
up.
have.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That didn't sound familiar at first.
Yeah. So, Red Cliff, and then he's got a couple. Or no, he doesn't. He has nothing upcoming. So yeah, but yeah, John Woo, excellent director.
He's definitely got his own unique style. He definitely does up the slow motion, but I'll say, dude, I don't like slow motion always, but when it's done right, it's cool. I'll say he overdoes it for sure, but at the same time, there's a fucking flair to it that like I enjoy. I like a lot. So yeah,
He does overuse it, but it's kind of okay. It's 93. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you can't
it
really
works, dude. It's
Yeah.
you got to think of the era and the way he does slow motion. It's well done. Like it almost feels like a character within the movie rather than what the fuck is this? At least to me. But yeah, I fuck with it heavy. What about awards and noms? Best spin kick? Anything?
No awards or nominations, my friends.
That went to John Travolta.
Oh well, there's a win of a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actor. Lance Hendrickson. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, don't tell me it's the main girl. I thought she would. We'll get to that in characters and shit though, just in case.
So yeah. Other than that, nothing.
Nice, dude. Who was everybody's favorite character?
I'd have to say Aslu or Minslu or whatever his name. What's his name in the movie? Pick.
Yeah,
I'd have to say Pick.
Vosloo.
It kind of varied though, honestly, with Blender or not Blender.
Bender?
Fauchen, Lance Hendrickson's character. It was kind of between them two the whole movie, but I think with Arnold,
I knew you'd
being-
go there because you were going back and forth. He was like the right hand man, dude, and I typically liked him
But
more.
was he though?
But Hendrickson,
It seemed like they were equal almost, but like
I feel like
different-
Hendrickson was the main guy, but
Yeah.
Vosloo
Yeah.
would carry out the trash every fucking time.
But
Like,
didn't
he was an
really take-
extension of him, for
yeah,
sure.
not order taking. Like I
Yeah.
want you to do this now.
But at the end of the day, he would make the calls. Just like when he was just like, I said I can take him from the air. He's like, no, it's not what we do, Pick. He's like, we are taking him because, like, do we do that? Like, are we that low, basically? Like, we can hunt men. We're going to do it my way. Hendrickson was definitely the main guy, but Vosloo was like, I mean, he definitely had input in everything to the point where Hendrickson became just maniacal about it and was like, no, we're fucking ending this guy. I'm not going out like this. He was so like headstrong on that and he couldn't bend his rules. He had to have it a certain way.
yeah, I'll
I knew
have to
you'd
say
go.
Pick.
I knew you'd go bad guy for sure on this. I mean, these are two Van Damme.
They're
dude.
well done villains, both of them.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You don't have to be the biggest Van Damme fan, but Van Damme always has the best villains to me, dude. His villains are always like, God, I love them. Whether it be intimidation or just like this, where it's not as like, they'll fuck you up with fists, but he's always got like an end fight or something where you're like, I want to see how this turns out because these bad guys are not to be fucked with or in some way.
I mean, he
shape,
did
or
go
form.
against Bolo.
Yeah, he did go against Tong Po.
Yeah, Bolo.
Yeah, and so many others, dude, for sure.
I don't want to say Van Damme because he's the obvious answer. I'll go with the African American friend, the one that they hunt.
Yeah, I liked him
right
a
in the
lot.
middle. Like he was a cool dude.
Yeah,
You know, you really-
felt for him and shit.
Exactly when all that shit happened.
He was skeptical at first too.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, what's this for?
But 10 grand. Can,
10 grand. And it's in a belt form, which is even better.
Yeah, run with that shit, bro.
yeah. How is that better?
Have you ever received money in a belt?
No.
Okay.
Drop
Have
the
you?
mic.
Automatically,
literally.
no. I would love to, though.
No, he just picks it up. Bang. Like, what I tell you, better. Yeah, favorite character. No coincidence or no fucking, you knew this was coming. Chance.
Yeah.
Boudreaux. Van Damme in this movie. I love him from, his natural skill, but I also really like him in this movie. I like his, I believe that he's willing to go to bat every second with all these people. I like his, little one-liners and shit. And I like just his demeanor. Yeah. He's my guy. And I like how Van Damme, I like when he does roles like this too. Like he can really vary where he's kind of like the reserve, like wouldn't do anything to anybody. And then there's ones in this one where he just comes more flat out as badass. Don't want to fuck with him, not find out later. Yeah. I love Chance Boudreaux. Boudreaux. Good shit. What was y'all's favorite scene? It's not like an action scene, no martial arts scene. Do y'all have a favorite scene outside of that? Because I do.
I'm mixed on this because I'm going to pull a Tyler tonight. And I have two because I can't really, it's hard for me to choose between which scenes
that aren't
better.
like fighting or shoot 'em up? I mean, if it's kind of like on the edge there.
Say it.
It's the opening of the movie. The intro to this movie is like flawless to me. Like the first like 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it is, the arrows, coming through, and then him running away, and then he gets hit, and then he's running away, and you're like, he's got to make it. He's going to make it. And then he's like, what he goes through, it's like, this guy can't catch a fucking break, man. Like, this shit sucks for him. Yeah. Like, I found myself really invested in it. Yeah.
Like, you're just like, get away. And I love movies like that. They're just like, they don't take time explaining. They can do that later. They find a way to interweave it in later, or intertwine it in later, whatever you want to say. But like, you just hard target.
But the visual,
like,
those arrows,
dude.
like the way it's so corny nowadays, because they can do so much better now.
Fuck.
But dude, this arrow just spinning and come like, dude,
yeah, like it puts you right into the mix immediately. Like, damn, this is how fucked
he
up
straight
this
up
can get.
dodged that one though. That arrow was coming, and he went down, and it fucking went right.
Yeah, it was great, amazing opening for sure. I love that.
Yeah, I love the opening. That would be one of mine. I like when they cut off Randall's ear.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I love that. I was mad I missed that because I didn't see that in 4K. I came in here real quick to finish my 2K game, and I was like, I can get back to see all the juicy stuff. But when I walked in, I immediately was like, fuck. Because I love how they just wake them up, dude.
Yeah,
and these villains are so ruthless. Like, they're ready to fucking off you, dude. Do not fuck up.
And it's when it's them two together, shit's like,
dude,
shit's going
like
down.
They're intimidating as fuck. Like,
even just one by itself.
Yeah, but to see both of them, you're like, oh Jesus, I don't like the looks of this. And Randall, the whole movie, dude. I mean, he's fucked up for getting himself in this type of situation. But even with like Trance, when he was like on the fucking table and he's like, "Can you grunt?" And he's like, "Do it again." Like makes him basically like squeal like a pig. It's another movie, but yeah. But there's that element with him too where you're kind of like, you don't feel bad for him because he's kind of a piece of shit, but you're also like, God, dude, this kind of sucks. Like every second he's like, okay, fine, don't fuck me up. Yeah. It's this. And the next moment he's like, you can feel it, dude. He's like, I can't. Like, it's just, yeah, he was in a world of hurt. Almost got away too. My favorite scene is, the guy you talked about is your favorite character. Yeah. His whole scene, I love the moment of just like, that scene used to tear me up when I was a kid, and it's still sad when I was a kid. It was like traumatizing. Just watching him like try to get away, and then he's like asking people for help, and it was almost like there was just a realization that came over him, just like, wow, like I'm really just this piece of trash. Like, fine, then I guess that's what it is. And then it just gets off. Like, you feel so bad for him. I think it's really well executed and just showing like the way we just could not give a shit about people that are homeless. And you got to know him in this movie. We look at homeless people just like, okay, I'm just separating from them. But if you know the person, obviously it's a character, but in the movie we knew him, and it was like, God, dude, like this is a good fucking guy, and no one gives a fuck. And that last, just like, I don't have any change, man. He's just like looking at him like, I'm not asking for change. I don't need money. Like, I'm fine. Like, I just need help, and you can't even help me. Like, it was so like hopeless, dude. And he literally was just like, fine, if that's what it's gonna be. Like, no one gives a fuck about me anyways.
There was a lot more heart in that scene than what should have been in a movie like this.
Yeah, you felt that. That is my favorite scene. Got favorite action scene, which is more like shoot 'em out, shoot 'em up type of shit.
When he stands up on the motorbike, I had to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
That's so like not gonna happen, but it's so dope at the same time. And plus it's Van Damme, and he's known for like ballet and like his like ultimate balance. So it's almost like it's Van Damme. This is believable.
He does it twice. Like the first one, he runs into the Jeep or the whatever. The second one is an even better shootout.
You're talking about when he's going head on because he notices he basically like
Yeah.
wheelies it up, takes her off, and then just fucking goes head on, realizes it's leaking, and he's just lighting him up.
Dude.
The barrel roll, and then blows up. Yeah. Oh, that's dope, dude.
Yeah, that's a dope scene.
Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite scene is like that whole shootout where it starts off with the one girl get out of the car, she gets gunned down, and you feel the pain of that. It's like, oh, God, she got struck again. And he does that, like, comes around the edge of the car and basically clotheslines dude with his fucking foot. That was so dope. But the shootout that ensued, like, he was lighting them up, rolling around, and the fucking freeway, like, whole shootout. Even, like, dude, I love the slow motion on that one scene where he's booking it, and he, like, does that leap as, like, Lance Hendrickson has that one shooter fucking, like, sawed-off shotgun, whatever he has,
Yeah.
and he blows up that little, what are those things called, those orange things that block you from going into a certain section, the way he just, like, dove out of the way into a barrel roll. There was some good gun action in that scene, for sure. That'd probably be my favorite shoot 'em up.
I'd have to say the end.
The ending.
Yeah, and it's just dealing with one specific person, the one who gets shot like 40 times in the chest, and then what the main villain walks by, and he's just like, he says, I forget what he even says to him, and then just pops him one more good time, and then walks off like it's nothing.
So that's why you
know.
pay money up front.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because it was the guy who was like there to hunt, and he was like anxious, ready to go the whole time.
You're talking about the one with the one guy, the black guy, because that's when he said that, and he's like, he guns one dude down, and he goes down. He's like, this is why we pay money up front. Now you know why we pay money up front.
Yeah,
And
that.
he blows
Yeah,
him away. That
yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like the final scene.
No, because that was toward the end, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was like right there.
Yeah, it was up there before the freeway scene, and then the final warehouse scene.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was good shit. And the graveyard and all that. That was cool. For me, yeah, the freeway, like I said, martial arts scene. I mean, for me, it's the ending, dude. The ending scene with all that, the way he's lighting people up and giving off like those patented, like just Van Damme on full display, slow motion, doing those acrobatic kicks and shit. It was just wicked, dude. It's like he would gun everybody down the stomach, and it's like, all right, let me finish you off with a kick real quick to knock you down. And the fucking, oh my God, I love the scene where, like, you think, like, Lance Hendrickson, he can't really get much because he's not really a fighter, but they let Van Damme, like, tee off on him. The way he's just, like, busting him up. He's fucking holding the I get chills every time he's, like, holding that shit, and it's doing the flashes of people have died and got hurt, and he's just like, fuck it. Like, he takes his foot, breaks the 2x4. He's kicking him back. Of course, one kick will lay him out, but he tees off on him. And then the ending where he's holding the grenade and he's just like holding him by his chest and he's just like in the face. And Lance Hendrickson's even like, get off me. And hits him with that last like, hunting season is over. And the way I love the slow-mo of that where the pin comes up and Lance Hendrickson's like, and he just drops in his pants, gives him one last headbutt.
I don't understand why instead of not throwing the grenade, why did he try to twist that bitch open like that? Like, why wouldn't you just throw it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, pull it out of your pants. I don't care.
Yeah, gone.
If it's anything that's in my pants, I'm.
He just panicked, was like, I can undo this.
Yeah.
And I love what follows, though. That part always cracks me up. Something about his, like, whoop. Because they fucking.
He's like, oh, I just fucked up.
Yeah, he's like, ha ha ha. Whoop.
Because
it
you hear
catches.
that click. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's like a spark because he's holding it barely enough away. Like that always cracks me. Something about the way he says, whoop. Yeah, that would be my favorite, like, martial arts. Like, you really get a great display of, like, all of Van Damme's moves.
My favorite one is the very opening of the movie. Or his first fight at the diner with those four guys whenever are on the car.
Oh, yeah, it's dope, dude.
With that girl when they try to take her money and stuff, and then he comes in and just...
Yeah, why don't you take your pig stick?
Yeah, that was dope.
all that shit.
This was at the beginning?
Yeah. You
when
remember
he first
when
meets that girl?
And he's watching the bad guys at the beginning, and she's leaving with the money.
I'm just kidding. That's my favorite fight scene, too.
Okay, yeah. And he like holds the door open. He's looking at the reflection.
Dude, that whole scene like really like amps me up because I'm like, okay, so we're about to definitely see how badass he is. But dude, the little comeback he had what was it? Oh, what did they say? I don't want you to bleed all over my shirt or whatever. And he said, or you bleed on mine.
Yeah.
And then threw his coat back like he had a gun, but really.
Oh,
he's just
that's
showing
my
off his
favorite
leg.
shit. I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
You expect him. You're like, okay, he's gonna flash a gun. It's really like
It
this
basically
about to.
is a gun.
Yeah, he's like, it's about to fuck you up right here.
But yeah, he did that kick, and I'm like, oh. But then they do. John Woo does his like slow motion, but like contact to dude's face. Like you see Van
Yeah.
Damme's foot actually.
Yeah.
hit
And then you
dude's
see
face.
dude's cheeks shake. And
Yes,
shit and
I was
all
like,
that.
fuck yeah, dude. So
He-
that, I
he
think that
tripped
seems a
one
little bit
dude
better.
on the car, and then he fucking took one dude tried to do a kick to him, and he just took his legs out from under
Yeah,
him.
that was
And that
dope.
one dude sprinted at him, and he did the spin kick to the back of the head, and he went through the glass. I love how it speeds up, and he just shatters the glass, breaks one dude's arm.
I like the dude that went into the fire.
Yeah,
hydrant
and then
thing.
that, and he's like, ding.
face first. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
catching a run on that too. He was running fast.
He's like, it's a shame. Used to be such a nice part of town.
Yes.
He's like, next time, make sure you know who's around when you're showing everybody your wallet. All that. Yeah, that's dope ass shit for sure. Any titties in this movie, Tyler?
No. Sorry. I didn't see any.
I'm the only one that watched the unrated.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, but them pecs were popping through that. And the hair flow. Oh, man. The sweat was glistening better than ever before on the 4K. Yeah,
Dude,
that-
his hair suits him when he had that black coat on, though. Like, he
Dude,
looked
the
like
hair.
a badass.
Dude,
with
is
that.
this, honestly, this might be the dopest mullet in, like, the history of cinema.
Danny McBride, Eastbound and Down.
I
bro.
can't though, because it's the way it's like styled, and then it's like whatever the fuck the
Dude.
way, dude, and
Because he thinks it's like the shit. you
and it's
know?
the way the way it works too. I love it for some weird reason. Like when they do the slow mo, and he like sees something crazy, he's like looks around and just waves in the wind. As gay as that sounds, for some reason it adds something to it though. Like not even joking. Like I know I was joking, just like ooh the muscles, but like there's something about like when he like dodges something and he's like turns around real quick and then the slow mo, it makes it look doper. Like it's just an added element with every spin kick. You see the mullet like fucking spinning too. He rocks it in a weird fucking way, which is weird because like my wife, like she's attracted to Van Damme. We're watching these movies, and she when he first started, she's like, "What is with this hair?" And then after it's like, "This might be the hottest he's been." And I was like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "He's winning me over here." I was like, "All right, can we just watch it for the fight scenes?" She's like, "Yeah, those are cool too."
This movie took place in New Orleans, and all its
Canada?
filming locations were in Louisiana,
Huh.
Baton Rouge, White Castle.
Huh.
I'm sorry, that's just where I want to eat later. No, that's actually a place. New Orleans, and it was Mobile, Alabama makes an appearance in this movie.
Mobile, Alabama.
So,
All right, man. Best unimportant scene. I had a few. I was even thinking about like where he shows his leg instead of a gun.
Yeah,
Not
dude.
important, but it's cool as fuck. For some reason, it works. Especially with this era, it just like yeah, it's awesome for that time. And one I just saw off the top of my head. Your friend, I think his name's Chad, maybe.
Chad Michael Murray.
No, you have a friend named Chad.
Chaz?
Chaz, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Chaz. He told me, because he was watching this one time, we were all watching it, like way back in the day. He's like, dude, you know I was actually named after him in this movie? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, dude, I swear to God, I was named after him. That's what he told me. And I'm like, it was like, your name's Chaz already? He's like, yeah, dude, my parents were like big fans of this movie at the time when I was being born or some shit. And they thought that they were saying Chaz instead of Chance, and they named me Chaz because of this movie. I was like, there's no
Damn.
way. I was like, that can't be real. But I'm like, that's what he's saying. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
He
being
can
named.
be a pretty good bullshitter though sometimes.
Yeah, that's I'm wondering.
We have some good back and
But
forth.
yeah, but that's what he said. Like, but I mean, like, it wasn't even like joking. Like, he was being like dead ass serious. He's like, they thought they were saying Chaz instead of Chance. That's actually why I was named.
well, I know his
I was
I know
like,
his mom loves Van Damme. So
well, there it is.
it's true.
A lot of people did in that era. Yeah, but that was wild. I just popped in my head. I was like, this would actually be funny to talk on the podcast. It might make you be like, what the fuck, really? Like, but yeah. Dumbest or cringiest moment.
okay, here we go. You ready for this?
I got one.
I got one too.
Go.
All right, you go after me.
All right.
Ready? If I gotta come back here, I'm gonna cut your steak. It's the worst fucking thing I've ever heard in a movie. It almost felt like a Steven Seagal line.
Yeah, they were trying to do the whole he's a pig the whole movie.
That's not mine.
Then it doesn't matter.
No.
Next.
Mine's just something that is just ridiculous. It's when he catches the snake and he hits the snake.
Dude, that is great. What are you talking about?
It is great, but
It's
it's,
dumb,
just
but
like,
it's
so
munches a snake.
It's about, he's like, and what I love about that scene too is it feels like the classic actual cringe moment where you're just like, oh my god, we're gonna put the whole story at a halt, and he's gonna have this romantic scene like, do you trust me? Close your eyes. Like they're gonna do a kiss. It's gonna feel so forced, and it's like, actually, there's a fucking snake right there, and I'm gonna protect you, but I also got my other plan. He's just like, I'm setting this shit up. Yeah.
So
dude, I love the scene.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like-
get,
Oh,
it's so cringy.
It's not
awesome.
even that
it's-
cringy. It's just like it's so out there and funny.
It's so just like,
It's
why
so
would you ever
perfect.
do this? But it works.
Yeah.
It's
for some
perfect for
reason.
Van Damme, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
love
it's like, what is this? But it works.
that might be one of my favorite scenes, actually.
Because you legit,
so funny,
you
dude.
legitimately think for a good like minute he's talking. It feels like he's sweet talking. He's like, actually, can I talk to you for a second? Like, do you trust me? All right, close your eyes. Like, why would I have to trust you? With my eyes closed. You think for sure he's about to like kiss her, and you're like, oh, this is gonna suck. And then it's just like, nope, different type of stupid moment. But it's just like that era, like
perfect.
perfect.
you know what's
stupid
weird?
shit.
Yeah, it's weird that you can, with the 80s and 90s, you can give them a pass in their movies to where the cringiest moment could also be your favorite moment in the whole movie.
I don't even.
Any other era for me, it's cringy as cringy. I'm
Yes,
just like, ugh.
I don't even
But
know if
80s,
it's the era or if it's.
It has to be.
I see. Well, that's the thing. I think it's a part of the era, but I think it's also just like the superpower of like these guys were like superheroes back in the day.
Yeah.
There's something about Van Damme, Seagal, even though I know you don't like it,
But
Stallone,
Schwarzenegger
and Schwarzenegger.
Dude, I
like
have
you just because it's them saying it, it's like it gives you a chuckle. But then you see these other newer guys try to like pull off one liner, and you're just like, you're just not that, bro. Like you might even have a better overall action movie with up to date effects, but you just don't have that star power. It doesn't work. It feels
a perfect example of that for me is a movie I adore deeply is Last Action Hero with Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger. It is one of the cringiest movies, but,
it's
so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good cringy movie, dude.
Yeah.
It's like I enjoy watching it. I don't like get weirded out, you know. Like whereas a movie made in like 2007 has a cringy moment, I'm just like, oh, that's pretty.
I think that's
pretty
what
bad.
it is. It's like, man, you are that like it's a product of its time, so it works. But it's also just like you're that badass of like an actor and character and have that it factor, that star charisma that you can get away with that, and that makes it awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were bigger than life, dude, back
I
then.
miss it.
Yeah,
That's why I love when movies come out and they're like.
and some movies
so
will try to
stupid.
do it. It's like, let's kind of throw it back to the roots and just say, like, do stupid one-liners. But it's just like, ugh, like, you just don't know how to do it. Like, I don't, like, there's not a single action star that I believe in as much as, like, these older guys in terms of, like, believability and shit. I
Who
just
would
don't.
be the Johnson? Dwayne Johnson would be the closest one.
Yeah, I mean, Statham maybe could say, but even then,
I was thinking
it
Statham
doesn't
for a
ring.
second.
Keanu Reeves can say something like where he doesn't talk the whole movie and then he says something. But even
Yeah,
then,
but I
it's
find
like,
when
yeah, it's-
Keanu tries to be like funny cringe wise, I find it cringy though. You know, like although I will admit the newest Bill and Ted was not that bad of a travesty like I thought it'd be, but it was still the moments where he was trying to be funny, I was just like, ooh, that didn't work. You know, way off track, but let's get back to this movie.
but still,
What are we
it's
talking?
gotta-
What movie?
Yeah, I believe it's
Hard Target.
Johnny Mnemonic. Or
Are we
how do you
just-
say that movie? I'm blank. What the fuck? Mnemonic.
Oh, okay. Goose now.
Yeah, Goofies, dude.
Give me 1 second. Took a lot of pictures lately. At the end, Chance fired at least 100 bullets from
There's
two
so many
pistols
bullets.
with no reloading. 100. Did you like notice that when he had like the pistols, he shot like I
Yeah.
counted like 24 bullets at a time. I was like,
Well, that's what made John Wick. Speaking of Keanu, so great is all these older movies. You didn't see him reload that much. At least
No.
this movie actually has a decent amount of reloading, but they still abuse the logic of like, okay, the gun would be empty
Hold
many
on,
a time.
is this the one I might be confusing my movies, but is this the one where he's like spinning around with the white long sleeve, with guns shooting in a circle and reloading through his sleeves and shit like that?
And Hard Target?
Yeah.
You just watched it. No.
What was that then that I just watched with that scene? I don't know.
But this is a segue that I feel like I need to talk about real quick. We'll go right back to that. It's something y'all talked about too, the unbelievability. I heard like Josh was like, I guess everything just blows up like at the very end, and Tyler's like, yeah, right. And I'm just like, that's just John Woo though, man. Like he does everything to the nth degree. He's gonna make explosions. And then the other thing that I think is interesting that I didn't bring up then because I was gonna wait till the podcast is they think they have Van Damme trapped in this place, but did Van Damme lure him there? You saw them, you're like, where'd they get all the dynamite and all this other shit? Where, like, he's shooting the pistol and nothing's really blowing up, but maybe, I've always thought this, like, did Van Damme maybe lead them into a trap and case the joint where maybe it had, like, explosives inside of, like, certain things? Like, that's always something I think about.
I don't think he would have had time.
I don't think so either, but like we didn't see him set up the fucking dynamite trap where they blew up the house and all that.
Actually.
It makes you wonder if like he had him right where he wanted him and he cased the joint and had a few fucking
1
things.
verse 20, better.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Try to
something
get
I wanted to
after
bring up. We talked about that earlier. That would be like a rebuttal, or not even a rebuttal, just like something to think about, like if that's even a thing. But the shotgun blast, obviously, Woo's gonna go all out with that and make him as explosive as possible. It's just his like patented style. You got to suspend belief, but he makes everything shoot him up, blow him up at like the craziest proportion when he does his movies.
The second groove. During the warehouse gunfight, after Nat tosses Chance the second pistol, if you slow down the fight when he kicks the second guy, you can see a spring that prevents the guy from being hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And we saw, in this next one, we saw it clearly in the 4K. When a car explodes during the freeway chase, you can clearly see the cables, maybe keeping the car from flying off.
Which is crazy because I've never seen that before, and Tyler called it out. I don't know if you saw the goof before.
I saw the goof before, so
and
I was
me, like he brought
it
it up, and I was like, "That's weird," because I've seen this movie, God knows how many times, like more than like I'm ashamed to admit almost. But like that was the first time, maybe just 4Ks and Blu-rays, they show you so much more because they make everything so clear and crystal, and make it look like it was made yesterday. Like I noticed that for the first time. I'm like, that's some type of cord or something. I was thinking in my head, and you brought it up, and I was like, and I said out loud, I was like, that was the first time I noticed that. Like
4K, baby.
Like I say, Superman's like you'd think it's ruined for me, but it adds like a weird charm to it. When I watch Superman in Blu-ray now, the old ones, like I can see the strings so well, and you think it'd be like, oh, it's so stupid, but I know back then they weren't anticipating. They were making a DVD of it, and it didn't look like that, or VHS of it, I should say. Yeah, that adds a little charm to it to me in a weird way, rather than negative, because it didn't look like that prior. It's just kind of like, haha, it's funny how their movie shows these little flaws that are also somehow add to it.
Yeah, I'm done with Goose.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Deleted scenes. There was no deleted scenes on this. Now, granted, I should have probably popped in the Blu-ray, because a lot of times they'll have the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray rather than the 4K. I don't know why they do that.
That's stupid.
But Josh was on a time crunch, and he didn't actually even end up getting to do this movie review, but he was on our Monday Mayhem bracket. If y'all didn't check that out. So we were kind of in that time crunch. I was like, let me just see the delete. I'm like, I'm on the pop of the Blu-ray. I was like, we do need to get going. So I'm not sure if there's deleted scenes on this or not on the Blu-ray, but I don't have any. I apologize, guys. Did the ending deliver?
Yeah.
I'm about like 60-40 on it.
Yeah, I think it did.
I
It
like
was dope having them fight in like a huge like barn type thing with all them floats.
Yeah, like a
and
warehouse.
Stuff. It was awesome.
I love the ending. The ending of this movie is amazing to me. It's just patented John Woo, shoot 'em up. Even like the stupid shit they did where like Van Damme had the gun upside down. He's just like, click, 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 click. I love that. And then all his patented kicks and all that shit. I love the face-off, too, with Pick, like Vosloo's character. I love when they lean, it shows the view of them leaning up against the wall on opposite sides. He's like, fucking, Boudreaux.
Yeah.
Like that. And, dude, that scene always gets me. Because I always put myself And Vosloo's situation, dude, pick situation, where he grabs the grenade and he thinks he has him dead to right, and Van Damme times it perfectly. Like, he tosses it, and right as the grenades crash through the glass, Van Damme crashes through the glass. And you got to think what he's saying. He's like, I'm about to blow this bitch up. And it's slow-mo, so it seems longer. But in 0.2 seconds, Van Damme lands on his back and kicks himself towards him. Pop, 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 lights him up, catches him with his foot, and grabs a grenade. And dude, Hendrickson just losing his shit at the end of this movie. I love it. He's like, can y'all die faster? Like, he's like, if y'all just would speed up, Boudreaux would have less time to plan shit. Like, maybe the warehouse or the fucking other shit. Like, I loved all of that shit. Watching Hendrickson lose his mind. Just the onslaught of Van Damme, like 1 on 20, other than a couple people with, you know, Brimley, the fucking uncle, R.I.P. to him. He was in the Thing fame. Yeah, of Thing fame. It was great seeing him. You know, he got a few arrows in. I love how he pinned one dude where he got behind. He's like, I'm not aiming through that. I'm aiming right here where I know you're about to duck. And then even the girl, I forget her name as many times I've seen this movie. Blank on the spot.
It's Yancey something.
Yeah,
Natasha.
When he
it's Natasha.
Yeah, it is. That's her actress name. But I like when that one dude comes around the corner and she's like kind of hiding the gun. And he's like, "You stupid bitch!" And she just unloads and is like ball sack basically. And then Brimley's like, just like, "You see what you did? I take care of bad guy." Like, yeah, I love everything about it. Nailed it for me.
All right, I got a couple trivia actually.
Do you have a reason why you're 64?
Yeah.
It's just there was
was
never any kind of, unless I missed it, there was never any kind of like backstory for this character, for Jean-Claude Van Damme's character. Like, you don't know like why he's good at what he does. Like, even though we might have an idea, I would like some kind of something to give me like a more clear picture.
That
like,
makes sense.
you know, so that kind of takes, I'm not going to say a lot from this movie for me, but an undeveloped character to me is kind of like becomes a weakness of the film.
It depends on the movie for me. And this one, I think it adds like a mystique to his character. You
right,
don't
but
really
at least
know.
at the end, you know what I'm saying? Like, throw some kind of like little jab or something. You know, I just feel like his character was undeveloped at the end of the movie with no like real like who he is. Like, I can get the mysterious thing, but it's just I just couldn't.
I kind of like him keeping it vague. Like, I didn't need all the other.
I mean, there
shit.
was a hard target too, but
Don't watch it.
yeah, it's
I love Scott Adkins, but do not watch it. It's bad, dude. It's terrible. Nowhere near in comparison. I was so hyped. I was like, it's not Van Damme. He's too old for it now, so it probably wouldn't have been as good. The next best guy, Van Damme 2.0, I'm in it. And I'm like, God, dude, what did you do? Scott, come on, man. Like, I get it. Some movies of yours are like, you know, hit or miss because they are lower budget, and sometimes you take the cheaper ones. But as such a big Van Damme fan, you've got to nail this one. Like, don't do this, Scott. But, you know, sometimes things sound better on paper, and then it plays out, and you're like, oh, okay, that did not work as well as I thought it would. So, I've never really heard how he felt about the movie. But, yeah.
All right, you ready for some trivia?
Mm-hmm.
Universal was afraid that John Woo's limited English would be
1983.
would be a problem.
Every detail.
would be a problem on the set, so they hired someone to oversee the entire shoot and replace Woo if need be. Who was that? Who did they hire to do that?
Steven Spielberg, I believe.
damn, it's
I feel like Now, there's ones like with this movie. I feel like I should know all the goofs, like just because this is
is
my
trivia.
shit. No, that's what I meant. I don't know why I said goofs, but at the same time, like, you know, if I don't know, I don't know. But I feel like I do know this, but like I won't know it now. But I think it's gonna be one of those ones I feel like an idiot after you say it because I can't even guess.
Do you want to just? You can't even guess.
No, I can't think
Can
of who
you
it
guess?
is, but I think I'm pretty positive I've heard of this story. Like, I know I have, and I know I've heard who that guy is. Chuck Norris?
How'd you know? No.
It's 90s. I mean, I have no clue, but I'm gonna just say James Cameron.
Sam Raimi.
Oh, nice,
Beautiful.
interesting. I would never have guessed it.
So-and-so was originally sought out for the role of Chance. They couldn't wait 2 years to film it with him. The studio went with Jean-Claude Van Damme, who met with John Woo when he was filming Double Impact in Hong Kong. So who's gonna replace, or who's gonna be the role of Chance?
For some reason, I want to say Eric Roberts.
It's not a bad guess. He was, that white man that did a million fucking roles and was best of the best.
The manliest of man movies.
Best of the best is so fucking good. I love the
This
sequels
is kind of
too.
an out there one.
I don't know then.
Kurt Russell.
That's exactly what it was,
That's interesting.
motherfucker. When you said out there, I shifted my thought. I was like, "There's another action star." I should have known you were just going the other direction. Yeah, I have heard that one, but Sam Raimi actually was like, "Have I heard that?" That one, I knew at one point.
This one is just trivia. Y'all don't have to answer, but in Jaw Rule, John Woo's original cut, there was a love scene between Chance and that.
True.
I mean, that's a statement.
What's weird is Van Damme is in so many of his movies is like always so humble, like he turns down like the sexual shit, but then he's got like a couple where he actually just full on like that. So, I mean, it fits the mold of his movies.
What was it, Kickboxer, one of them?
Jordan.
I don't know. No, Cody Kearney. My phone died. Yeah, Kearney calls back now. What was the? No, yeah, he's got a lot of movies like that where he resists temptation with girls and does like the more honorable fucking approach. Like, I don't need women like that, bro. I can get a bitch anytime, and I got my mind on the prize. But yeah, this
mind
movie
on the money and the money on the mind.
on the puss. Oh, all right. Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb scores.
IMDb for Hard Target is a 6.2, with Rotten Tomatoes at a 58% critic, 49% audience. The audience did not like this movie.
They did not.
Dude, that's like that on like so many fucking, even like old like classics like that aren't named Terminator and Predator, Rocky and fucking Rambo. They do that with a lot of these action movies. I think for a lot of people, there was a phase where they didn't age well, and now they're kind of coming back again. Like there was that, like these one-liners are terrible, and all the slow-mo, all that, like it's so terrible, and people went on like a hate sesh. And then a lot of these dudes had uncovered shit where they stopped liking them as much, and there's kind of been like a resurgence for a lot of them, where everybody kind of fell in love with them again. But yeah, 49%, y'all are fucking high. Anyways, bada boom, bada bing, bing, bing. What is our personal scores?
Say Josh is first since he's not here.
No, I don't remember. I was supposed to.
Josh
No,
gave it a
7.2.
7.2, yeah.
Yes, I was going to correct you if not.
So
7.2, not too bad.
I'll be in Josh's territory with him, and I give this movie a 7.0. And the only reason it's not higher is because my issue with there was no real character development in this film. At first, I thought the pacing was off, but it kind of got back into the groove, about halfway through the movie. I mean, overall, it's an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
It is. So, I mean, I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
first watch.
Are you saying like this is literally first watch? You're like first watch.
No, this
movie
was literally my first watch of this movie, and I had fun with it. I'm giving it an 8.1.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Van Damme.
this was a good one, actually.
Which
I think I've gave good scores to all of them, like you said.
You're an
but
undercover Van Damme fan, dude. You just didn't know it. Yeah, for me, let's drop the world for a second. This is nostalgia overload. Van Damme has the most movies in my favorite. Like, I feel like for me with Van Damme, another element to it is like, I'm watching Jackie Chan, I'm watching Bruce Lee, all my other favorite, martial artists. But Van Damme changed the game for so many people that were just white like me, as crazy as that is. 'Cause it was like wild. Like all you saw was like these motherfuckers like wah 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 wah, and they were Asian. And then Van Damme came along, and it was kind of just like there were so many kids that were just like, even though I didn't go down that path, but like I love martial arts. I was in martial arts briefly, but there was an element of just like, holy shit, like that guy, looks like me. Like I can do this too. And he just became like a superhero of mine. He was fucking Schwarzenegger and Stallone, except with fucking actual amazing fighting skill. And this one is at the top of the list of Van Damme. Like not number one necessarily, but it's right in that mix. This is a 9.8 out of 10 to me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this
We
is.
were almost there.
This
I
is.
was guessing 9.3.
This is an all-time banger for me, dude. Another top 5 Van Damme movie.
So let me ask you, anytime there's a score that close, what about it doesn't give it a 10 for you?
Well, I have like 17 movies, I believe. It's somewhere in that ballpark that are 10 out of 10. They're perfectly flawless. And there also gets to the point where it's like, how many movies am I giving a 10 out of 10? And there's also moments where you're like, God dang, like, is nostalgia playing a factor? You just weigh in all these things and you're like, damn it, it's a 10. But there's a lot of movies like that where you're like, I feel like this definitely should be a 10, but it's like, damn it, that is like the holiest of holies. Like, I should probably like measure this to some degree. I mean, I'll admit that this is a top 50 movie for me. It's just like Bloodsport was like a 9.9 or something to me. That it's right there. But at the same time, there's a couple other Van Damme movies that do get a 10 out of 10. And I do, for whatever reason, I can't put the distinction why, but I do have those.
I understand what you're trying to say, though, because I have
It's weird.
a few
dude.
movies that are like 9.8s, 9.9s.
And I honestly, like, I like the action martial arts Van Damme. This is, like, one of his best, like, in terms of, like, both combined, if not his best. But, like, I do enjoy, like, the kickboxer, more just flat-out martial arts shit a little better with Van Damme. By, like, the hairiest of hairs. Just barely. But, yeah, this is a 9.8 out of 10 to me. I absolutely adore this movie. Is this a great movie? I don't even know if I go that far with it, but it's a great action movie for sure. And this is ungodly amazing to me still. Yeah, but I'm the biggest Van Damme fan on the planet, so there you go. Booyah. Trying to spread the love, dude. The Van Damme comeback has been in session for the last decade or so. Just got to keep adding to it. Peace.